I've just come back from Wex in Birmingham and they've loaned me a beast of a camera. It ain't cheap, it's definitely not small, but this Lumix S1 is well worth looking at. So let's get in and take a look at it. Take your favourite Panasonic top quality micro 4/3 camera, put them on a steady course of steroids for a few years, a little Leica polish. SL, anybody? And this is what you're paying the premium for. Inside we've got a 24 megapixel full frame CMOS sensor, 5-axis image stabilization built in, around 5.5 stops, fully weather sealed magnesium alloy body, solid as anything. Yes, it's 1021 grams without this big fat 24-105 lens on it. Incidentally, this lens gets me right down to 0.3 of a meter. That's a very nice thing. Easy zoom, nice lock right there. AF, MF button there, and an iOS on off there. The manual focus ring is nice and decent too, but we're looking primarily at this chunk of a body. It even offers a multi-shot 96 megapixel high resolution mode, 6 frames per second burst with continuous autofocus, UHD 4K 60p video capture that does come with a crop or an oversampled 4K 30p with 0 crop. Now there's an optional 10-bit HLC built in, optional 422 vlog via a, I believe, paid firmware upgrade. Interesting move there, but I believe that might be something that a serious video shooter will be interested in, and to all intents and purposes it is frankly very good in this body. We do have 2 card slots, but one is an XQD and one's a SD card. Recommended to use your fast cards and to use both there. That's, once you get used to it, a nice little door actually. There's definitely some decent chunk around the grip, so even though it's heavy, it's actually set up to be used. This is a professional body, so you would expect it. We've got a nice lever on the bottom to open and close that, pop that chunk of a battery in. Now that battery only really offers about 380 shots. We can charge via USB. If we flick round to this side, you can see you've got a remote port there, a bit awkward that one. We've got mic and headphone socket there, very nice. And we've got a USB-C there and a HDMI, a full HDMI right there. That's very handy. I guess if you're using these things full time, you can just take these off completely, but we'll leave that as it is. Now you do have the nice flicky screen with the extra tilt there on the back. A nice array of controls and buttons and locks to get used to. A record button there. This beautiful EVF that has the V mode button on the side there. We've got some nice controls, joystick, menu. I really do like these buttons actually. On the top, when we flick on, you've also got this display here giving you a few quick feature checkers there, and if need be you can turn on a light temporarily so you can see when you're shooting in the dark. That will turn off automatically. We can also adjust the white balance directly with this button, the ISO with that button, and the exposure compensator there. Now the screen is fully touch screen, if that's even the right phrase, and you can easily go through the menu system that way. I prefer to use the joystick for the menu system personally, or the ring even, but it's there, and the menu system isn't actually particularly complicated considering this is a feature packed bit of kit. It's easy to get around. Do like the controls are set up. This is a well thought out camera. These are just some very random samples. It's all about the summary afterwards, and even more important, what you guys and girls think about this camera now you've got your hands on it yourself? Let us know below. Right, I'm off out. Quite obviously, I would say this is for pros and serious enthusiasts, even videographers, or especially a hybrid pro these days. That's definitely a thing, really. Admit it. But what does it offer for, I think the whole combo was just under £3 grand. It all comes down to the image quality, as always. Dynamic range is excellent. In fact, shooting at low ISO, you could, if you really wanted to, push by about 5 stops, and this thing, even at 25,600, you could get away with it at times. And of course, if you shoot in RAW, well, you won't be disappointed. But also, if you like to shoot JPEG, maybe for a bit of fun or for some speed reasons, then it's just a very nice bit of sensor matched with processing power. They've done a great job. Of course, the Leica mount lens that I used definitely knocked it out of the park, definitely helped resolve that power well. What you see is definitely what you get. That constant preview, very nice. Unfortunately, there's always going to be comparisons, and that's possibly why a lot of you might not have paid any attention to this thing. What with the Sony a7 III, now 4 to come out, and the efforts from Nikon, Canon, for example. Now, there's pros and cons with this and the Nikon Z6 and the a7 III, and there'll be fanboys out there. But yes, the price value, for you, this might not be the one, but this definitely offers some amazing features. For the discerning pro, I don't think you'd be disappointed at all. If you're a fan of Panasonic and let's say Leica too, well, if you've got £3 to put down on a combo, I think this is up there with the best in its range, especially for hybrid shooters. Of course, Panasonic have pedigree when it comes to video shooting. And as we said, this is kind of like the Micro Four Thirds goodness put through a serious course of steroids and hard training for a number of years and teamed up with a fantastic, well, legendary lens, I don't want to say mount, but lens company like Leica. The AF tracking isn't quite up there as you would hope. Maybe there'll be a firmware that will do something about that. The face tracking, even animal, eye and body tracking, very good. Although occasionally it can get a bit messy selecting between multiples, but I think it's a sign of where things just continue to push on in the modern world of photography, and this is definitely up there. Now I gotta be honest, non-matching cards, a bit annoying, but I'm sure that's something that I would get used to and stop whinging about. XQD, fast SD, definitely necessary to get the best of both worlds, to really squeeze the juice out of this bit of kit. That EVF, absolutely wonderful, barely let me down at all. Very happy with that, and also I'm happy with the protruding nature, that little bit of extra reach. I mean, if you've got a big conch, you don't want to be messing with that screen. And now I'm not a big guy, so I don't have a problem with that. And to be honest, this thing is well suited to a big hand, and I'm absolutely fine with it. You want to get your hands on it, as we always say, and no doubt we'll say at the end. But I just really like how they've thought that EVF unit through, and it is just so clear. I think we're going to leave it there, because this isn't the kind of kit that you can really sum up in a small, humble YouTube video like this. Now obviously we'll all go about watching a whole bunch of videos as much as possible, but get your hands on it if you're serious about trying this camera. If you're not sure, get your hands on it. Now, as I said, mine was from Wex, well, it's not mine, but this one was from Wex in Birmingham. They'll be very happy to help you, and you'll quite possibly end up trying out this one. This is the demo model, so you know, get down to your local store, and well, if it's Wex in Birmingham, let them know I sent you, just, you know, so that they know I'm thinking of them. Yes, but I want to hear from you in the comments below. Make sure to subscribe. It may be the size of a decent DSLR, but this is a solid camera, and I'd be more than happy to shoot with it. So, you know, if you want to let us keep this one, that'll be cool, right? Okay. I think the heat and the weight have gone to my head, so I'll see you below. Take it easy.